All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the third episode of Luttie's Lookback. My name is Nick Luttrell. Last name is Luttrell. That's kind of how we got the name Luttie, Luttie's Lookback. We're taking a look back at the sports and what you missed from this past weekend of sports in the state of Arkansas. And I don't know how you might have missed it, but in case you did, Arkansas gets the big win. 19-14, an upset victory over number 4 Tennessee. I think I still have goosebumps a little bit from that game, from getting to do Hog Zone on Saturday night. In case you missed it, it was a thrilling show. From a broadcast perspective, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully it was fun as a viewer for you guys to watch as well. But as I said, this is our third episode that we're doing this, so that must mean that someone out there is watching me, because we've continued to have more and more episodes. Hopefully it'll continue being that way. But thanks to all of you who have been watching. Thanks to our first-time viewers. A lot of fun things we have for you guys this afternoon. We'll obviously talk about Arkansas's upset win over Tennessee. We'll discuss a lot of other college football scores from around the state, in case you may have been focusing on the Razorbacks, because I know I was. But there's a lot of other fun football going around the state. Arkansas State played, UCA, UAPB, Harding, the defending champs in the D2 ranks. We'll talk about them. Of course, we'll talk about some high school football around our area as well. And then we'll wrap it up with a quick glance at some pro sports. And of course, check in with Arkansas soccer and volleyball squads as well. But deep breath. That's a little bit later. For now, we talk about Arkansas, the Razorback football team getting the 19-14 win over Tennessee. And man, it was exciting. It was a passionate moment. Fans rushed the field. It was awesome. I don't want to talk about it too much. How about let's relive that experience, and let's go to the final moment and how it went down on our Hog Zone on Saturday night's broadcast.
Here we go. Based on the crowd behind me, it sounds like they're coming back out to the field for the game-deciding play. That's it. Zeros on the clock. It doesn't matter. Arkansas just knocked off number 4 Tennessee. Safe to say, this is the largest victory of the same thing. And safe to say, Arkansas fans are probably on the field right now. They're all around me. They're going to be heading down to Dixon Street. They're not keeping them out of the celebrations tonight.
So many things about that video. I think the first thing is right before that crazy fan goes next to Tyler. You can see Tyler kind of goes like this. He knows it's coming, and then the guy jumping all around him. You might notice there's about a second in there where we had to cut out some audio, probably for obvious reasons. There were some fans that got a little too excited for what we could put on television, but we did it anyway. Yeah, so that was very exciting from Tyler Cass. Great job doing that live shot as the game was ending. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to point out at the very end there. I can't think of it right now because I'm just too excited from this win for the Razorbacks. But a lot of exciting things happened on Saturday, including that Arkansas win. As we always do to kind of start things off, we'll start with my 3 big things from the Hogs win over Tennessee. The first one, it was a job-saving win for Sam Pittman. Look, everyone has talked about last season and going into this season how big this year was for Sam Pittman, and he would have to make a bowl game to keep his job for at least one more year, and I think this may have done it. Obviously, Arkansas still has a lot of season left to play, but I don't know if it's a program-changing win, but it's certainly a season-defining win, and that's something that definitely helps Sam Pittman keep his job and maybe stay for another year. The second thing, Hog defense, they came to play. My goodness, give some credit to Travis Williams, the defensive coordinator, for crafting up a scheme that really make Tennessee's defense look silly. This is Tennessee's offense, excuse me. This is a Tennessee offense that had been dominant all season long, and the Arkansas defense silenced Nico Imaliava and the entire Volunteers offense for most of the night. They faltered a little bit there in the third quarter, but man, they played tough. And the other thing, Singleton, Malachi Singleton, the backup quarterback coming in. He's the unlikeliest of heroes, right? You never really expect it. You would have thought if Malachi Singleton's playing, there's no way Arkansas is getting this win, with all due respect to Singleton. But he was the guy. He came in when Taylon Green got hurt, and okay, he didn't play great. He didn't play perfect, but he played good enough, and he played great on the last drive, let's say, and had that game-winning touchdown for the Razorbacks. So those are my big three things. Those are my thoughts. Let's hear from head hog Sam Pittman about his thoughts after the game.
You get into coaching for moments like what just happened, and it's to see the kids and the smiles on their face and the hard work that they do, because there's a lot of teams that can't get to that feeling, and we did tonight. The fans won the game for us. There was 4 offsides. They started. I think it was the sixth largest crowd in the history of University of Arkansas, and our fans got us 4 false starts, and it helped us tremendously. And our atmosphere and our coming in today was like any of the elite university football programs. Nobody had nothing on us today, and that was the fans and the facilities and everything like that. This was a big time atmosphere for college football, and the fans made it happen for us, and we appreciate them.
I mean, could this be a turning point for y'all?
Oh, I don't know. Sure feels good right now, but it takes 2 teams out there, and they're probably over there talking about something that I'm thinking we did pretty good. You know what I mean? So it's very fulfilling to be up here and we win for the kids and for the coaching staff, and it's but I don't know. Here's what I do. Our team believes we can beat people, and so that solidifies that we can. So it may.
Look, I say it every week, I feel like, on this show. As soon as we hear from Sam Pittman, I'm having a chance to rewatch the press conference and a clip I just put out for you guys right there. He's a special coach. He cares about his players in a really special way. And I know all coaches care about their players, but I respect how open Sam Pittman is about the good and the bad that this program has been through, the good and the bad that his tenure has been when he's been a head coach the past few years at Arkansas. And this is another one where you can't help but smile and be thankful to have a coach like Sam Pittman, a coach that cares about the program, that knows how special this program can be and can maybe take it to that next level that it's been trying to get for so long. And I'm not saying this win did that, but I'm just saying it's nice to have Sam Pittman as the head coach of the Razorbacks. Let's go over a few more notes that I have. This team played resilient. They were down 14-3 in this game, and yes, offense didn't play very well in the first half. But in the second half, the offense didn't play good throughout the entire game. Taylor Green played good, but they can never punch it in when they got in the red zone. They had a lot of missed opportunities. I don't want to talk about the negatives, though. I want to talk about the positives because Arkansas won this game. This team was resilient, down 14-3 in the third quarter, came back and won the game. As I just mentioned, Taylor Green, I think, played his best game. I can't confirm whether statistically he played his best game. You throw out UAPB's the game against UAPB, but this one, he just looked different. He looked poised in the pocket. He had offensive coaches talk about you got to have a 3-second timer in your mind. When you drop back to pass, you got to have that 3-second timer. So when you're being rushed, being pressured, throw the ball away or scramble. Taylor Green did such a phenomenal job of just throwing it away when he needed to. He never made any costly mistakes that I can really think of. He maybe was sacked a few times, held onto the ball a little bit too long once or twice, but that's monumental from what we saw last week against Texas A&M, where he was holding on to the ball. 1 second went by, and then he ran out of the pocket and was running for his life. This was a different Taylor Green, and it was really exciting to see, and almost unfortunate, too, because he did get injured in that fourth quarter. And obviously, we don't know his status now. We don't know if it's a few weeks. We don't know if he's out for the season. We don't know if he'll be back after the bye week next week. We'll really have to see on that, and that kind of leads into the next point of Malachi Singleton. Look, he didn't look amazing, but like I talked about, he played good when Arkansas needed him to on that very last drive. Then how about Braylon Russell? It was Malachi Singleton and Braylon Russell. Russell had a couple really big runs down the stretch for the Razorbacks to get them in position to have that game-winning touchdown. Kid's only a freshman, played at Benton High School last year, and now he just beat Tennessee wearing a Razorback uniform. Andrew Armstrong, another great game out of him, 9 receptions, 132 yards. He's solid. He's solid is what he is, and he's an SEC caliber receiver. He might be an NFL caliber receiver as well. Offensive line played great. Petrino did his thing on offense. I haven't seen a lot of the schemes that the offense had so far, or the offense had in this Tennessee game. Give credit to Bob Petrino and what he did. Also give credit to Travis Williams and that defense. Defense no doubt won the game for the Razorbacks on Saturday night. Like I said, they made Nico Imaliava look like a freshman, and he is a freshman, but he hasn't looked like a freshman through the course of this season, even playing a good team like Oklahoma. In Saturday's game, Arkansas made him look like a freshman, and that defense, they balled out, including Cam Ball. You like how I led into that next one? Cam Ball, he played great. He played great. The defensive line played great. Eric Gregory, like I said, Cam Ball, Landon Jackson. The pass rush was something we were saying that our Razorbacks needed to improve on. They did that and more in this game. So give credit to the defensive line. Danico Slaughter also, defensive back. He led the team with 8 tackles. He played for Tennessee last year, so that had to feel good to take down his former team. But man, what a complete win by the Razorbacks. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't always pretty, but they got the win, and it was so special. And I wish I could talk about it for another 10 minutes, but let's talk about some other things, because this show is not just about the Razorbacks. It's also about the Red Wolves and the Bears and the Golden Lions. So let's go on to our next point of conversation. You can see behind me, Arkansas State, also kind of in a weird score like the Razorbacks, got the win over the weekend, 18-16 over South Alabama. It was a bit of an upset. They were a couple-point favorites, or a couple-point underdogs heading to this one. Red Wolves get the win over the Jaguars. Jalen Rayner, as you can see behind me, played a lot better in this game. Obviously, inferior opponent compared to Iowa State, or not as good opponent, I should say, compared to Iowa State was the Jaguars. But Jalen Rayner, 30 for 39, 345 passing yards, and a touchdown. Corey Ruckers, the real deal, had almost 180 yards receiving. A-State moves to 3-2 on the year, and they start 1-0 in conference play. So be excited to see how A-State continues on in their season. Let's move on now to Central Arkansas, UCA. They suffered their first conference loss of the season. No doubt, it was also resilient out of them in this game. I felt like they were down 34-17 midway through the third quarter. They ended up losing 41-34. Look, they're the number 7 team in the country. They expected to win this game, and when we hear from Nathan Brown in just a second, he's obviously disappointed because it is a disappointing loss. But you got to give credit to Abilene Christian. They came out to play, and they're the number 17 team in the country. So it's no disrespect that UCA is losing this game. It's just tough because you wanted to see them continue to run the table. I think they're still in a comfortable position to make it to the playoff. They have a lot of really good players, including Shunderick Powell. He had another incredible game, almost 250 total yards and 3 total touchdowns, but not enough for his team to get the win. Like I said, let's hear from head coach Nathan Brown after the game.
I mean, look, we didn't do enough in all 3 phases to give us a chance to win. I mean, you're going to be a part of games like that where you got to score, and we weren't able early to match them score for score. Had a huge turnover, I think, on our third or fourth possession that hurt us on offense. But you know, we got to grow from it. I've got to get our team more ready to play. This one's on me. Long road trip. I probably talked about it too much to the guys, and maybe got in their head a little bit. But this game's not going to define our season. It's still a good football team in that locker room. We just got to rebound and get ready to play a good West Georgia team next week.
So good to hear from Nathan Brown there. Let's move on to UAPB. They were fighting in this one. Give the Golden Lions credit for fighting against Alcorn. They take the loss, though, 38-28. Mekhi Higgins played well in this game, 14 for 28, 237 yards passing, and 3 total touchdowns. So the Golden Lions were definitely in this game, but were not able to finish it. They still have just 1 win on the season. Let's check in on Harding now, the defending D2 national champs, and they played like national champs on Saturday, destroying Southwestern Oklahoma. 57-3 was your final score. Cole Keelan was sensational in this game. This is a flex bone offense, so it's a little bit different than what you might expect. But Keelan, like I said, 4 for 5 passing, only threw the ball 5 times because it's a flex bone offense. They're designed to run the ball. But they passed it a few times, and the few times that Keelan did pass, it worked out really well. 130 yards total of passing and 5 total touchdowns. Really a team effort from every standpoint that you look at it. I was even looking at the stats, and I couldn't find any specific player besides Cole Keelan, and that's kind of the easy cop-out because he's the quarterback. But besides Cole Keelan, everyone played really well, and you can see their offense did really good against Southwestern Oklahoma. And fun fact, shout out to Tyler Cass, I got this from him. Harding has now outscored their opponents this year 304-13. So dominant so far this year for the Bisons. Good to see them doing well. Let's head on to high school. Now, in case you missed it, it's Friday night blitz. Man, there were more highlights than I've seen probably this entire season. Thursday night, Mount Ida faced Conway Christian. This one was a crazy ending. Conway Christian gets the 1-point win. Cabot wins 42-26 to Little Rock Southwest. Give credit though to the Griffins. They were tight in this game in the first half with the Cabot Panthers, and Cabot did come out on top in that one. Maumelle getting the win 21-18 over Pine Bluff. BB losing to Whitehall. How about Whitehall? After BB, I think it was BB shut out Maumelle the week prior. They lose to Whitehall the next week. It's really going to be interesting to see how that 5A, I think that's 5A Central, but all of Class A to 5A, to see how that fares the rest of the season. Our game of the week in your top right now, Bauxite falling to Arkadelphia 42-7. Give credit to the Arkadelphia defense. Bauxite put up 78 points the week prior, only 7 against Arkadelphia. So well done to that Badger defense. Big win for that team. Glen Rose getting the win 49-42 over Magnet Cove. That was another one, a really tight, fun offensive game. Bryant easing past Little Rock Christian 49-0. We'll have a sweetest play from them coming up. It's a really cool one. And then Conway getting the win over North Little Rock 63-7. Really exciting to see how Conway's progressing this year with Grayson Wilson. So those are some sweet scores. Let's check out some sweet plays. All right, first up for our nominations of Yarnell's sweetest play, Pulaski Academy. It's Peyton Adams who gets the block, and it's Ronan Rutherford picks it up, and what a moment for the linebacker. You can see this guy is fired up. This has to be like the coolest moment ever for this guy. Rutherford pumped up, chest bumping all of his other teammates. I want to look another time at this because give credit to Peyton Adams getting the block, but how about the little boop right to him? Bounces off the turf and right into Rutherford's hands. That's nomination number 1 for our sweetest play. Let's check out nomination number 2, and we'll stay in the Class 7A. Conway and North Little Rock. Noah Files picks off the charging Wildcats quarterback and takes it all the way to the house. Yes, sir, that is a pick 6. It's so good. We'll show it to you again in slow motion. RJ Chapman, he's the guy who goes up, makes the big deflection, and then it is right off the hands of Chapman and into the hands of Files, who does the rest. Let's check out nomination number 3, our final nomination, last but certainly not least. Bryant, oh my goodness, this one's crazy. Caleb Tucker. Oh my goodness, I want to watch this 1,000 times because he barely holds on to this ball at the end. Give a lot of credit to Jordan Walker, absolutely chucks it to Caleb Tucker. Tucker mosses the Little Rock Christian defensive back. One more look. Man, what a throw here from Jordan Walker. That's got to be 50, 60 yards in the air. And then Tucker just making the great catch. So there it is. Those are our Yarnell's sweetest plays of the week. Those are your nominees. Make sure to head over to our website, thv11.com/sweetestplay to cast your vote for sweetest play. And look, you can also send in your favorite sweetest plays. We had a couple nominations that were sent in to us this week. Sorry we didn't get the chance to include them. They were also great plays, but not as good as those 3 in my opinion. If you have a problem with that, take it up with me. I'm the one who chooses the nominations, so I'm your guy here. But no doubt, those were a lot of fun plays, a lot of fun from week 5 of high school football. I'm sure week 6 will deliver even more exciting results. Okay, let's move on from high school. Let's go to some MLB. I realized I didn't talk about MLB in my first 2 shows, and how could I not? Because the Kansas City Royals, they're in the playoffs right now, and they've been playing really well, but obviously they've got a tough challenge with the Yankees. Saturday, they lost by 1 run. It was an insane game. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but Kansas City just went back and forth with New York. Lost game 1, though. They will get a chance to come back, I believe it is tonight at 6 o'clock in game 2. Let's move on now to the NFL. Got a couple scores to get to you guys. The Texans get the 23-20 win over the Buffalo Bills. Nice win for Houston. That one is a bit of a crazy one. Also came down to the wire. How about the Jaguars? You might be asking, why am I talking about the Jaguars? Because a guy named Cam Little, former Arkansas kicker. You probably heard of him last year. He was great for the Razorbacks. He's now a rookie playing in the NFL. He made the game winner for Jacksonville as they get the win 37-34 over Indianapolis. Got a big game going on tonight in Monday Night Football between the Chiefs and the Saints, so that will be definitely a fun one to get to. Running out of time here, so we'll quickly get to some other Razorback sports from around the hill up in Fayetteville. Soccer, they lost their first game of the year on Friday night. In case you're not following the soccer team, you need to, because they're playing really well. Lost 1-0 to Mississippi State, so tough loss for them. That was their first loss of the season. They were #1 in the country. Now they've fallen a couple places down. We'll see what the polls say when they get released today, but soccer still playing really well despite that loss. And volleyball also playing well. They're undefeated in the SEC play. They got a 3-1 win over the weekend. I think it was Thursday, or it was Sunday actually. Sunday, the 3-1 win over the Oklahoma Sooners. Always nice when you can beat the Sooners. They only have 2 losses on the year. So Razorback volleyball team playing really good when it matters most. And then last, we never talk about golf, but I got to give a shout out to the women's golf team. They placed first in the Blessings Invitational last week, so special stuff as always from the golf team. Got to be really exciting to watch those smaller sports go head to head or go at it the rest of the year, because we don't get a chance to talk about them as much as we get the opportunity to. So I'm happy to. That's what Luttie's Look Back is for. It's to look back at the weekend of sports and also talk about other sports that you might not be focusing on right now for the Razorbacks or the Red Wolves or the Bears. All right, quickly, Luttie's look ahead going on to next week. It's a bye week for the Razorbacks. It might be a bye week for me. My back is killing me. It's been a long day, but it's been an exciting day because they got that win over Tennessee on Saturday night. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week because Hogs have a bye week. Hopefully we'll get an update on Taylon Green, see how he's doing, but that is what's in store for next week's Luttie's Look Back. I'll probably be here assuming they let me do another show. Look, I've done 3 in a row now, so again, I must be doing something right. I don't know. You viewers, you just keep watching, you just keep doing your thing. Also, feel free to reach out to me on social media. My Twitter is Nick Luttie, my Facebook is Nick Luttie TV. Reach out to me there. Let me know how I'm doing. If I missed out on a sport that you want me to talk about, message me on there, email me, hit me up wherever. You can talk to me. I want you, the viewer, to feel like you're a part of this show, and I definitely care about the viewer. I do this for you guys, and it's pretty fun for me because I like talking about sports. All right. And I do like talking about sports because I've gone on and on for probably way too long. Special thanks to my guy, Perry. He's the one who changes all these screens behind me and does the video and the music. Really good stuff out of Perry. Thanks to you, and thanks to the viewer for watching Luttie's Look Back, Episode 3.